There we go. We're live. How's it going, Amy?
Good. Good. How is it well, you're no longer in the South Carolina.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's
You're
good.
up the street.
It's a beautiful day out here, man.
Oh my
Beautiful
gosh.
day. Yeah.
Full disclosure, it has been so cold here. And it's also been so wet. But I got dressed this morning. I was like, I'm going to wear layers. And then I got outside and I was like, wow, it feels like June.
Somebody hit the button.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Well, I'm going with it.
It's definitely
I'm dressed now.
I'm dressed now,
right? I know you look all summery and you're purple, and I look like I'm going to a funeral. Always. I'm telling you, I don't have to think it at all about what I'm gonna wear. Presley tells her friends, my mom's favorite color is black. She wears it every day.
Every day.
And I'm like, well, here's the deal. It's easy.
It's easy. Just pick
it's
and
very
go.
easy. Yeah.
I get it.
And it's clean and it's streamlined. I don't look sloppy, although I am being sloppy. Okay. So anyway, all right, we are going to dive in because I love it when people send me documents and ask me what I think about them. So, Shane, recently, the last probably dozen clients that have come through Ascend are relying heavily on LinkedIn for connections and testing content and wanting to use that algorithm to send them prospects. Okay. So I'm not going to talk to you about LinkedIn. Yes, I use it. Shane uses it.
Yes, I do.
How we use it really matters. And anyone in the Ascend community already knows we cannot ever rely on one platform, one strategy, or one process for testing content or going after new prospects. You cannot. And this is not like Amy's revelation. This is business 101. You have to diversify the streams of lead gen. Now, I have found in my 23 years of having to rely on new business to drive numbers and take really good care of the current business is that there are some lead generators that have a higher value. I mean, wouldn't you say that to be so, Shane, that they cost less, they convert faster, and they take a lot less labor hours?
Yes.
So that's the formula I'm looking at. I mean, people that DM you and say, I can get you 500 qualified leads in a month. Awesome. Here is the problem, is that high leads do not mean high conversion.
That's right.
And so we want to flip that. We want low leads, high conversion, because there is a cost that digital marketers don't know, because it's not their job to know. It's the owner and the leader's job to know how much a client costs them to acquire and how long it takes them to achieve that. So when we are using lead generators, or we're using platforms like LinkedIn or Facebook ads, YouTube ads, blogs, Google ads, anything we're using to broadcast an offer to get clients to come in, we need to know, hey, I got to know why I'm doing this. Okay. So because if you don't know why you're doing it, you will fall for anything. All right. Just like what I'm about to show you. This document looks really good. All right. And there are parts of it that are true, but the place that these guys miss it is in two areas. Number one, there is a big old myth in the marketplace that you can hack an algorithm. Not true. You fight against it. You will die.
You'll lose.
Okay.
You'll lose. Yeah.
And it will take all of your money with you. Yeah. All right. With it. It will bury you and the money and the savings account and the children's college fund
all this
in
stuff.
90 days. Okay. And so will the agency people that convinced you that this was the thing to do. Now, I'm not saying agency people are bad. I'm saying they only know a few things. Okay. And those few things are not the highest value to getting a new client from these platforms. So we have to know why we're using them. Okay. So for instance, I use Facebook ads for one thing, to get new clients. I do not care how many followers I have. I do not care how many people like my content. I only need a certain percentage of the right people to like my content and take an action. Okay. I am not after popularity. I want to be profitable. And that's what I do. So when people come along and they're like, man, you know, I just would never read your content. It's too long. Great. You're not the audience.
Right.
Okay. If somebody comes along and they're like, man, I mean, your video quality just isn't good. I can do better. Awesome. You're not the audience. I'm not paying you. I'm not changing the strategy because it acquires the clients I want month after month after month after month. And so we have to know. Now, there are some people that don't want, well, let me put it this way. Their first priority is not to get new clients. Their first priority is to grow a following. They want people to watch their stuff, listen to their stuff, comment on their stuff, and they want to have a bigger and bigger and bigger following that other people see. Now, I have a big following, but people can't see it because it's not under the following button. It's in a container called a pixel. And that pixel allows me to convert people every single month, but nobody sees how many people are in that pixel. Okay, which is a container. Just think of it like a bucket. You put sand in it. So there's millions of grains of sand in there, but you only see maybe collectively, I don't know, maybe 25,000 followers. So I don't look like I'm anybody. Who cares? Because the objective to me using these algorithms is to be profitable, not to be popular. So Shane, when you started using these systems of technology, you came at it, well, the people that were helping you, what was the strategy they were coming at you with?
So it was a lot along the lines of what I now know the be popular strategy. It was almost as if they were saying, listen, the bigger the following, the bigger the profits, right? Like, so there were things that I was, told to do, like, to get in front of groups of people. Now, one of the ways was face to face, is getting in front of groups of people and speaking opportunities. But the other was going on social media, and video. People told me, like, hey man, you got to be doing video. Like I saw all these people who were in the same circle I was in, video. So I'm telling you, I look back, I leave them on there as a reminder, just a little reminder of what I did. Hey, I'm doing the thing, and there ain't nobody sitting. Number one, nobody who I am looking to connect with to move into a sales conversation is even seeing it. It's all my friends that are seeing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just all my friends. And then I would write, I'd write content, and then I would share it on other people's platforms. LinkedIn groups. I'd put it in LinkedIn groups. Well, here's what I started to see was like, wait a minute. Everybody who's doing the same thing I'm doing is in all these groups. We're just sharing this stuff with each other. Like we're not even reaching the people we're trying to reach. So I would try to ride the coattails of other people who I saw that had popularity. Like they had a lot of followers, and so I would try to like put my stuff in a space where theirs was. None of that worked. A bigger following doesn't equal bigger profits. No,
not at all. As a matter of fact, there is a gentleman that came to me not shortly after you did. Okay. So you came to me with, nothing virtually, you know what I mean? Except for what you did really well, which is all you need. Okay. Like you don't need a following and you don't need an email list. You need to say, this is what I'm good at. Okay. And so he came to me, I'm looking for the, oh, there it is. Okay. Looking for the screenshot I took. And so I'm going to show you how many followers it's actually come down maybe about 50 people. Okay. Since in 5 years. But let's just take a look at this right here. 29,544 followers.
A lot.
Okay. It's a lot. And people would look at that and be very impressed. All right. I know I was like, oh my gosh, we have an active farm. I mean, we can go to that list. We can farm it. We can get a profit fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is why I said to him, if the people that are going to buy your stuff are sitting in that list, Shane, I mean, it was within 6 months. He was a very high executive in a very well-known company, one of which I worked for. Mm-hmm. And he retired from that company to do this. I would say it was more like a leadership expert. Okay. It wasn't really coaching, or it's more like leadership expert, mentorship, training, workshops, then one-to-one mentorship to other leaders. So the guy had experience. I mean, his whole pedigree led to this moment in time. Okay. So, and he had this alleged awesome following. He was inconsistent in the work, but we went to this list and tried to farm it and got nothing. Nothing. We could not even get a middle finger. All right.
Just no engagement.
No. And within 6 months, guess where he was right back at? The previous company, but he was a part-time employee at the very entry level of the company.
Wow.
And so what I'm saying to you is big followings do not mean big paycheck.
Yeah.
It never will. It never has. And I cannot stress this enough. So when we see documents like the one I'm about to share real briefly, and Shane, you know, I always, we just do this. So, you know, when you see something, say something.
Okay.
This was sent to me by a client. I don't know who this is, but the title got my attention, How the LinkedIn Algorithm Works. Okay. Let's see what these guys say. Okay. LinkedIn is constantly updating. There is a myth in the marketplace that algorithms update. No, what they do is they get tighter on the rules to increase the demand on people's advertising dollars. Okay. So if you want better results, typically you want to make more money using these platforms, then you have to follow their rules. So LinkedIn is constantly updating its rules of how the algorithm works. Okay. Algorithms are not algorithms are not consistently re-engineered, but the rules are tweaked and there's iterations made so that it is harder for people to get what they want unless they follow the rules. Okay. Yep. So the rules matter to these systems of technology. All right. Now, so this guy says it's important to know how the algorithm actually works. Okay. But here's the deal. Algorithms work in a couple of different ways based on the outcome that you're trying to command it to do. All right. So if the algorithm doesn't work in just one way, there are rules. So if I want to make money on a platform and I want people to buy my stuff from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from YouTube, then I have to follow the rules of the algorithm to get the people to come off of that platform. Right?
Yeah.
So I want to say this really quickly is that, and I talk about this with the clients, but this still reigns true. So the youngest billionaire in history, as I know of, unless someone else has taken center stage, Kylie Jenner.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, you know, one of the Kardashian sisters,
right,
the youngest, I think, of the bunch, looks the closest like Kim Kardashian, who we know is famous for nothing. Okay. But she had a following at the time that this last study that I found and I actually confirmed was true. She had like 300 million followers. Okay. Kim Kardashian did.
Okay.
Her sister Kylie only had like 120 million followers. All right.
Okay.
But Kylie became the youngest billionaire and Kim was not a billionaire.
Okay.
All right. So here is the difference in the two. Kylie got she used the algorithm to draw people off of Instagram into her process to connect with them and get them to buy their stuff. Kim kept people on that platform. She liked the following. She liked all the engagement. And it was all about positioning her content as something people want to make her popular. She was after popularity. Kylie was after the money.
Okay.
Okay. So both of them got what they wanted, but they both did something different within that algorithm's rules to get those results. Okay.
Yep.
So when these guys talk about the algorithm is triggered in two networks, they're absolutely right. The algorithm is triggered when me, the original author, sends information that the end user, okay, the person engaging, the end user likes. And then there is value placed on those actions. So if someone comments, it's a higher value than if they just simply give me a thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. DMs are the highest value because only friends talk to friends. That's the rule of the algorithm. Okay. It says, oh, wow. Okay. So you, Shane, are engaging with Amy through DM. So we are going to position her content consistently in your feed and see how much you engage with it. The more you engage with it, the higher Amy's position in your algorithm becomes.
Makes
so
sense.
if you had not become a client, but you kept seeing my content, you would eventually either become a client or you would stop following me.
Right.
That's the human behavior of the whole thing. It either draws people in or it fragments them out. So we have to be careful here because these guys give all of these points. Okay. All right. All of this is known. This is very simple to Google. Okay. This is where I say, no. If you want to make money, this is not where you spend your time.
Okay.
If you want to position content and have lots of engagement where you're back and forth all day long with people and, you feel like you're very active, but at the end of the month, you're like, I've made nothing or I've made $1,000. Okay.
Been there.
Right. Then you've sat with people and have given them what they want too, which is engagement. So value for value, you got popularity, they got engagement. All right. Yep. So if you're going to receive lots of instant reposts, that is going to accelerate your reach. In order to get a lot of instant reposts, one must spend a lot of time on the platform, making a lot of content. Okay. On LinkedIn specifically, responding to comments as an author pays off. How long does it take you to respond to a comment, Shane?
It takes, I would say, if I was going to respond to a comment, it's no time. Like I just did 3 this morning.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm talking about, but if you are going to raise your position and people are commenting on your, I mean, I did one. Now. Yeah. Okay. Right. I had a wild hair and put a question on Facebook on Sunday night. And 68 comments later or something, 63 comments later, I'm like, I don't have time to respond to you.
If you do, 3 minutes a comment, and that's going fast.
Correct.
3 minutes a comment. That's a lot of minutes.
That's right. I could have been drawing people off of the platform using actions that present a higher value to the algorithm, take a lot less time, and get them into my camp and off of LinkedIn's camp, because that's where the profitability is. Discussions in the comment section. Who has to, if no one has time for discussions, okay?
No.
And if you're spending all of this time, then you either have a massive team and lots of cash flow and you can pay someone to do this, or you are hanging on by a thread and you don't have time.
I would say or you just have a very expensive hobby.
Correct.
Just a very,
Correct.
you just like hanging out
Yes.
with people and chatting. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. Yeah.
So we have found, and you and I experientially have found, that the web that we weave matters. It sends certain data to the algorithm, and the algorithm duplicates that data. So if you want to be a content king, then you do everything in this document. Okay? You will get a lot of engagement and a lot of people liking your stuff. You will not be making very much money. And we know this to be true from the data. This is not a feeling. We know that we know that we know. In order to get people to buy something, they have to take an action and go somewhere else. It does not happen from a post. So here is the last myth, is that people do not buy from a post. They take an action from a post. That's the reason why you have to put a call to action in an ad that leads them somewhere else. Okay. Even like if you're selling a book, you cannot sell it directly off of that post because people don't buy like that. The rule of 17 to 21 touches still applies. It applied in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and it still applies in 2023. But we can speed that up with only one step that we have found to work. So there is a formula, and the formula you use is based on what you want. So if I want a cake, I have to follow the formula for a cake recipe.
Right. Yeah.
If I want brownies, I have to follow the brownie formula. The two are not the same. The rules around them matter, are a bit different. But the system, the oven has to be used. So I have to use the algorithm, but the rules that I follow to get that algorithm to do what I want is what matters.
That's good. Do you want to be a Kim or do you want to be a Kylie?
That's it. I mean, I don't want to be either. But,
theoretically speaking.
But the reality is that they are a great case study in exactly what we're talking about and why someone's paper that we just saw has some truth to it, because they're saying, hey, if you want to be popular on social media, this is what you do. But not everyone that is making money from social media are known.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in the 1% of people actually making money, 300 to 500% from their Facebook ads, they are not someone that you know. They are not popular. They are not in the spotlight. People don't know who they are. They just follow the rules.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. That is my dissertation. These things fire me up.
Hacking the algorithm myth.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is no hacking an algorithm. Okay, people got to follow the rules. Follow the rules. I mean, just to wrap this up, because I know Shane's a very busy coach. I have to tell you that I've been not hacking, but following the rules of Instagram, which is not, I don't like it, but I know the algorithm. I know how to use it. I've been working for someone, not really working. I've been giving of my time to help a very big movement raise $1 million. And I'm telling you, in 2 weeks, we have raised over $70,000.
Wow.
Just from following the rules of the algorithm. We went from 12,000 accounts seeing this content to almost 30,000, just following 2 or 3 rules in a couple of minutes a day. And so my point is that like these things matter. If you're going to get an outcome, you got to know the rules to follow to get it.
Yeah.
You cannot make them up, and you cannot hack the rules and come up with something else. The thing is determined on the set of rules that made it successful. So unless you're the creator of the thing, you don't know the rules behind it fully. You can't change it.
Yeah.
You can only follow it or decide you ain't going to follow it. Right.
Yep. Be careful what you listen to.
Yes.
Because people can fool you. There are people who talk as if they know what they're talking about who actually don't know. I just would say, if you're considering whether it's this that we saw today or something else, do your due diligence. Find out how much money is actually being made through that process. Is the person actually following that process? Is it getting you the outcome that you're after? If it's not, I would encourage you to call Amy.
Yeah, that's good.
Call Amy.
That's really good advice. Be careful who you listen to, including us. I mean, I tell my clients all the time, just test it.
Absolutely.
If you think there's a better way, let's test it.
Yes.
Let's test it. So we appreciate all of you who will watch this replay in the places we post it. And if you have questions, there'll be a link below and we can hop on the phone and talk. So Shane, it's always fun.
Always.
Thanks for your time, my friend.
Glad to be here. All right.
Okay.
See you.